What is going on, Governor Chisgule here, and we are back for crazy, insane, wheel spinning action. We've got a prior video where we spun this crazy wheel. We'll put a card on the top that shows you all about that. But this wheel is different. No, my friends, this wheel has Richard the First, which in my kingdom, in 51, this is the very first opportunity we have seen to pick up Richard the First. Nobody's got this guy. So I am pretty excited about this event. So we're going to be cranking out these videos every day, and we are sponsored by the company that makes Rise of Civilizations. So you should totally subscribe for daily updates and awesome news. With that said, are you excited to spin this wheel? I know I am. Now, I did some quick math to figure out, like, gosh, is the stuff in this wheel worth it? Generally, the value is almost there. So let me just run through what the actual value is. The way I like to compare is to the purchase price in the VIP shop. So I sort of zip over to the VIP shop and I take a look at what it would cost to get it from there. And I always sort of buy the highest bucket that is reasonable. So for instance, if I could buy 1.5 million food, I would probably always do that instead of the 500,000 food items. So all that to say, that's a part of my calculations. If we go back to the wheel, when you see one of those 5 resource tokens, that is worth about 767 gems. When you see one of those speed ups, or if it's a 24-hour speed up or the 3 8-hour speed ups, that's worth about 720 gems. Of course, the legendary commander sculptures are worth about 2,000. They're worth a whole heck of a lot more if you haven't unlocked Richard the First and you're planning on using him. And the legendary stars are worth about 500 gems a pop if you could buy them from the VIP shop. Spoiler alert, I think that takes VIP 11. Most of us can't even trade gems in that way. So let's see what happens here. I think we're going to get one spin that is free, then one spin that is 50% off. So let's give our free spin a shot and see what we get here. I'm so pumped about this. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Boom. What do we get? All right. Our free spin is 8 hours or 3 8-hour training speed ups. That's great. The thing we're looking for is obviously Richard the First. Now, it's worth mentioning that the more you spin this wheel, you accumulate attempts. At the 10 attempt mark, you get 5 sculptures of Richard the First, and if you were serious about an unlock today, you could rock all the way to, gosh, 60 attempts? That's a lot of gems. That's a lot more gems than I probably have to spend on this event, especially since the 50% off spin, it looks like, is 500 gems. So you're still getting great value at 500 gems. You remember the cost of the items that we were just talking about. And if you spin the wheel 5 times, you get slightly better value. It's 920 gems per spin. I'm going to assume that you get a 50% off spin every day. I'm probably going to do a spin 5 times, and this event lasts for 3 days. I know last time we didn't get a free spin every day. I was kind of hoping we would. But anyways, if you don't get a free spin every day, and let's assume you got to pay full price, the free spin is 1, the 50% off spin is another. You're going to do 3 more regular spins and then a 5 spin in order to get Richard the First. And then we just sort of hope it comes back. I don't know. We'll see. The key is because if you have 5 sculptures of Richard the First, like, how much value is that? That's not a ton of value because, like, you can't unlock him. The key here is getting the unlock. So let's do this spin once. Let's go for it and see if we hit the 10 spot for Richard the First. Resources. Well, I like resources. I like resources a lot. We feel pretty good about that. Now, either way, we're going to try to get these 5 sculptures so that even if we don't unlock it this time, the next time the event comes around, we'll hopefully have a chance to unlock him. So let's use our 5 spot here and take our 5 spins. Here's hoping we get Richard the First. This is going to go really fast. Here we go. First up, 2 stars. Feel good about that. Next up, resources. Next up, 1 Richard the First. Hey. Oh, so close. We almost got it. All right. So, man, 2 sculptures of Richard the First. And after the 5, we'll have a total of 7. I'd love to unlock this guy. We're going to pause the video here. We're going to see if we get the 50% discount tomorrow, and we'll be back for more wheel spinning action. All right, governors, we are back, and it looks like you get that 50% off spin every single day, and you don't get a free spin every day. So today we're going to do 2 spins, the 50% spin, and then the 1 full price spin. Tomorrow we'll do the 50% spin. We'll get that on camera, and that will lock us in for the 5 sculptures of Richard I. Now, something I realized before I spin, hashtag shower thoughts, was that this event completely changes the calculus for what your strategy for legendaries might be. And let me explain. Up to this point, Richard I was unobtainium, could not be obtained. And so I was spending my legendary sculptures on Cao Cao to have a really awesome unit with Minamoto and Cao Cao. But if you were to plan for this event, which you could do, you could save up your legendary sculptures for Richard I so that when he hits on your kingdom, you can max him out. Well, invest everything you have in him. I don't know. Kind of an interesting strategy. We'll have a separate video that talks about legendary commander strategy further on. Let's spin the wheel twice today. We're hoping for 10 sculptures of Richard I, so we get the unlock. Here we go. Ready, set, spin. And 1 sculpture. Dude, we have 3. Oh, man. We might end up spinning more than 10 to get the Richard I unlock. We've got 3 sculptures now. We're going to get 5 more over here. We need 2 more. Here we go. Full price spin. Coming in hot. And wood. All right. We'll take our 50% spin tomorrow and then see if we want to do another 5 spin on top of it. I did some quick math around the value of going to 30 spins, and it's not really there. So we will see. We will be back tomorrow. We are back for crazy, insane wheel spinning, and oh man, I was chatting with one of my Alliance members, Fleisch, about how good Richard I is. Fleisch has the first skill maxed on Richard I, which is the healing and attack reduction and march speed reduction skill. And look at this battle report against a level 25 barbarian group. He's also got a level 50 Cao Cao with the skills pretty high up there. I think it's at least 5-3-3-1. But point is, there's like barely any troops wounded here, right? Like 31,000 units were slightly wounded, but 30,000 were healed. This is insane. He's convinced me that maybe I need to get Richard I. I think we're going to spin the wheel today until we get Richard I, and that could end up being really expensive. We've got 150% off spin that we just should do. So we're going to do it, and fingers crossed we hit the 10 spot. Can we get the 10? Spinning the wheel once. Oh my gosh, we got 1. Yeah. That's really good. Because now we pick this up, and now we have 9. Which means, I think we have to keep going, right? And let's just confirm. Chisgule does math. We have exactly 9. We're unlocking him. We're doing it. And I'm going to do 5 spins. I could just do 1 at a time. And so what I'm basically saying is that I think it's going to take at least 5 spins to make this happen. And we don't know when or if this event is coming back. I imagine it would be, but we don't know. So 5 spins. Here we go. 1 sculpture. All we need is 1. 5 spins. Gambling. We're going to Vegas, baby. Spinning the wheel. Oh man, it was almost 10. Nope. We missed. Uh-oh. This is why gambling is bad. Okay. That's pretty expensive. That's pretty expensive because we'd really love to spend those gems instead in a More Than Gems event. But if we don't have Richard unlocked, like, there's nothing, like, you can't use him. You can't use him. So, this is getting painful now. This is getting painful, but we're going to do it again. And I'm not convinced that one spin is going to do it. I think I have to spin 5 times. So this very reasonable 10 spin thing that we did to, no, now we're being unreasonable. We're going to spin 5 more times. Here we go. Spinning the wheel. All right. Yes. Richard the First. There we go. We did the thing. We did the thing. I was worried I was going to do another 5 and not get them. We got 2. Cool. I was so freaked out I didn't even notice. Richard the First obtained commanders. That's right. We can summon that bad boy. I'm pretty sure we're going to get an offer for a pack when we do. Let's bring him onto the battlefield. Summoning Richard the First. Confirmed. Sweet. There should be some, like, explosions, fireworks, pew, pew, animations going on there. Anyways, we've got Richard the First. We're going to play around with this guy, power him up a little bit. My Alliance members are telling me that it is worth powering him up. I chatted with both Fleisch from my Alliance and Silent Wraith that I chat with in Discord, and they are saying this guy is insane even at 5-1-1-1, and it's only like 55 or so legendary sculptures to just max out that first skill. Here it is. Major healing effect. It says direct damage factor for the upgrade preview, but I think that's maybe a typo because it influences the healing. There's damage reduction and march speed reduction. I mean, everybody says this guy's all the rage, so we have him now. We can give it a shot if we want. We have reserved that opportunity, and we did so. Hey, there's the Writer of History pack. This is a pretty sweet pack. We're going to make a video about it, but I'm probably going to buy this pack right after we close this down. What I think is interesting here is that even though we were focused in on Cao Cao, the guidance was to get that first skill maxed out on Richard is just that darn good. So we'll do that in a subsequent video. I hope you enjoyed watching this insane wheel spinning series. I don't feel so bad about spinning the wheel to unlock Richard, in part because we are rocking the 30-day gem supply. So the amount of gems that I spent on this is like less than $10 to get a commander that cannot be obtained in any other way. And let me tell you, in other games that I have played, mobile games, you pay way more than that to get a really awesome leader or hero or whatever. So I feel great about everything that just happened. And until next time, my friends, you should subscribe for updates, and you have fun smashing the kingdom.